Welcome to Delphos Insights. You're here because you need to get smart and fast on email fraud prevention. It's really blown up into a major strategic risk now, especially with AI in the picture. And when we say strategic risk, we're talking serious money. Think capital flight, business email compromise, BEC, and related scams. They're looking to cost companies something like $8.5 billion globally in 2024.
Yeah.
This isn't just some minor IT headache, it's a fundamental threat to your bottom line.
Absolutely. And what's really striking is just how fast it's accelerated. I mean, phishing email volume up over 1,200% since these AI tools became widely available. It's completely moved past those, poorly worded emails we used to see. Now we're dealing with hyper-realistic AI-driven campaigns. Sometimes they're almost impossible to tell apart from real internal messages.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that. That's a huge shift. BEC is still a heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
73% of reported incidents costing, $2.7 billion in 2024. So what makes these, let's say, 2025 threats so different, so much harder to catch?
It's the sophistication, definitely. And the context. By mid-last year, something like 40% of BEC phishing emails were actually AI crafted. And it's not just perfect grammar, it's context scraping. The AI pulls info from public profiles, company news, maybe even internal comms it gets access to mimic the exact way people talk in that company, the specific jargon, the relationships. And these super personalized emails, they're seeing click-through rates up to, believe it or not, 54%.
54%. That's nearly a guaranteed hit if it lands. And it's not just the email itself changing, is it? The whole attack method is evolving.
Exactly. We're seeing totally new ways in. Take phishing, for example, using QR codes in emails. Those codes, they just bypass the usual URL filters. That accounted for almost 11% of phishing attacks last year.
Okay, QR codes, that's clever. But you mentioned something even more alarming before deepfakes.
Yeah, the integration of deepfakes is where it gets really scary. You remember that case? Attackers used AI-generated audio, perfectly mimicking a CFO's voice.
Right, resulting in a US $25 million wire fraud. Because the email instruction was confirmed by phone.
Precisely. But the voice was fake? So now organizations have to treat any voice confirmation as potentially compromised. Doesn't matter who you think you're talking to.
And then there's the trust angle being exploited more, isn't there? The data showed a 66% jump in VEC, vendor email compromise, early in 2024.
Yes, vendor email compromise. So the threat isn't just coming from outside anymore. It's slipping in through trusted vendor relationships you already have.
Which circles back to the core problem. Companies know this is a threat, but 68% of breaches still involve human error. People are the target.
They are the target because, frankly, they're often the easiest way in.
So we see the scale of the AI weapon. But why are our defenses still falling short? What are the two biggest weak spots we need to fix?
Okay, first, it's the human factor. Attackers use social engineering. They create this intense pressure, impersonating the CEO, demanding an urgent wire transfer, that kind of thing. Security training can't just be a once-a-year video anymore. It has to be a daily mindset. Every single employee needs to be a vigilant part of the defense.
A daily mindset, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the second weak spot?
Technical gaps. And the big one is the lack of mandatory multi-factor authentication, MFA. Microsoft's data is pretty clear on this. MFA blocks over 99.9% of account compromise attacks. If your people aren't using it universally, you're leaving the door wide open.
Okay, right. So let's get practical. Here's the checklist for you, the listener. The multi-layered strategy you need now. First, mandate phishing-resistant MFA. We're talking things like FIDO2 security keys, actual hardware tokens. Makes it basically impossible to phish credentials.
Definitely. And beyond the hardware, you absolutely need robust email protocols. That means DMRC, SPF, and DQORM. Think of them as mandatory digital passport control for your email domain. They stop attackers from simply spoofing your address.
Got it. Passport control for email. And finally, payment verification. You have to strengthen those processes.
Yes. You need mandatory out-of-band verification, meaning requiring a phone call to a pre-verified number, maybe a separate video confirmation, or needing two separate people to approve any fund transfers or changes to vendor payment details.
Right. So you break that single point of failure, move confirmation outside of the vulnerable email channel.
That's the core solution stack. Now, looking ahead, here's something to think about. AI is the weapon, yes, but it also has to be part of the defense. Future-proofing means using AI to fight AI. We need to get serious about advanced behavioral analytics.
How does that work? What would that look like day to day?
Well, the AI learns what's normal for your operations, like the usual pattern of emails, typical transaction amounts, when executives normally log in or send requests. So if an exec who, say, never emails after 6 p.m. suddenly sends an urgent, large wire request at 10 p.m., the AI flags that anomaly instantly, because it deviates from the established baseline.
Okay, interesting. Using AI's pattern recognition against the attacks it enables. And this all ties back to the bigger picture too, doesn't it? The economy.
It really does. The World Bank actually projects that cutting down cyber incidents in developing economies could boost GDP per capita by up to 1.5%.
So cybersecurity isn't just about protecting one company. It's directly linked to national economic growth, resilience, the whole system. This has been Delphos Insights. Learn more at delphos.co.